Hi, I'm Lisa, and I'm tired. But that's the way that I am every day. Let's have story time, shall we? Maybe. I really wanted to do a nice, proper introductory video. You can tell when I'm really tired when I can't say words right. That's not actually true because of the brain fog from COVID. I wanted to do like a nice, proper video, but that's not really my style either. So, if you read my description in my, again, COVID, forget all the words. Let's just start all over. My name's Lisa. I'm a healthcare worker. I had COVID in December of last year. December 18th, the Friday before Christmas. I can't remember what I did 5 seconds ago, but I can remember that. I had a relatively mild case and thought I was going to recover fine. And did, essentially. I was really more bothered by the fatigue. Funny. Should have seen some foreshadowing there. I basically was out for about 9 days. Came back, went to work full time. I'm a marketer for a hospital, so I drive anywhere from 150 to sometimes 350 miles a day. Yes, that's a lot. I go in and out of doctor's offices, hospitals. Jackson! Bentley! No! I have 2 crazy folks over here. And I tell them to send me their psych patients. So yeah, I was in the most COVID-infested places there were. When I went back to work, immediately I got really tired, and then I had to go on bed rest for 5 days before New Year's. Fun. After all that was over, I thought I was recovered and doing great, and then round about April, end of April, 1st of May, I got this respiratory virus that was going around. It was rough. I had this horrible cough. I sounded like I had pneumonia. I sounded like the COVID patients from 2020. And it just didn't go away. The thing held on and held on and held on. I was exhausted. I was not getting any better. This went on for about 4 weeks. Right before my parents' 50th wedding anniversary party I was planning for them. This hair that you see right here, this is extensions. This is important information. I normally wear a weave or extensions of some kind. I went to have mine taken out. I had noticed this hair up here was like, it was shedding a lot. It was kind of falling out. But so when I went to have that part taken out, the part that was normally up in braids, when I tell you it fell out in my hands in clumps. I had hair that was completely broken off at the bottom. I had hair broken off up here. I looked like someone let Edward Scissorhands cut their hair willingly. But the majority of the bottom part completely just broke off and broke almost all the way up to here. Weird thing number 1. So I just tried to cut it up to a level I could deal with. Decided I couldn't. Put extensions in it, which I found a wonderful hairstylist to get it even. Nobody ever believes that this is what it is. That hair thing should have been weird thing number 2. But that respiratory deal took a long time to get better. And it's not that I never really got better. I still have a cough. After that bout with that, I had to have a pulmonary function test done. That was when they figured out that I have 86% lung function. I failed the asthma portion of that test. Go me. I've never had trouble breathing. I am an athlete. I taught a class called Body Pump for 6 years. I taught all sorts of other fitness classes as well. I've always been big into lifting. Anything fitness, I'm here for it. Currently, I do kickboxing, MMA, Muay Thai training. If it's fitness, I'll do it. That is a big component of my life. It's what keeps me sane. It's what keeps me sleeping. And when it's taken away, there's some very detrimental effects. So, I said all that to say, after that respiratory virus that I just couldn't seem to get well from, even though I got better, I kept that cough. I started to notice this pattern of just all-consuming overall fatigue. And I mean fatigue so much that there were days that I couldn't get up. There were days that I couldn't get out of bed. There were days that I was so tired that all I cared about was that I got the animals fed, me back to bed, even if I was or wasn't sleeping, and then repeat, feed animals at dinner, go in there. Now, mind you, this doesn't work well with my job, which is very fast moving, very fast paced. You're in the car all the time, driving, going. So I tried to take a little bit of time off to see if I would recover, but I wasn't recovering. And I'm 40 now. At the time, I'm 39, previously healthy, 39-year-old female. The only thing I've had prior to this, I did have malignant melanoma when I was 25. There's nothing to explain this other than COVID. So then you start hearing the stories about the post-COVID symptoms, the long haulers. Why did they name us after a U-Haul company? I have a theory on this, because we were going to carry a crap ton of symptoms around with us everywhere we went. I started having sore throats all the time. My glands were always swollen. Like, every time I went to the doctor, she basically treated me for a sinus infection because I had one all the time, or what was presenting as a sinus infection. But if you look up chronic fatigue, now looking back, seeing it, it's really what it is. So late April, May, June, July, August, September. Here we are. I get the official diagnosis of chronic fatigue syndrome post-COVID. Yay. Because that's exactly what I wanted. All of us were out here just trying to do our jobs. We were just trying to do our jobs. We were on the front lines. I never missed a day of work during the pandemic. I was out there doing things that weren't even my job. I was volunteering in ways that just anywhere I could. Doing everything right. Mask, hand washing, hand sanitizer. Everything that they told us to do, I was doing. You gotta be kidding me. Now this is me. I've been in the emergency room 3 times in less than 2 weeks. Because this random chest pain. This chest pain and fatigue combined together. That doesn't make any sense. But there was a day last week when at one of my facilities, it's actually the one I used to work at, I couldn't walk from the parking lot into the facility and out without getting so fatigued I thought I was going to fall over. Is this my normal life? Me being the obstinate person I am, like, no way, this is not my normal life. But my body's physically stopping me. I arbitrarily spike fevers. No reason at all. This is Jackson. Jackson wants to meet you all. Hello, Jackson. I arbitrarily spike fevers. The only thing I can come up with is that's my body's way of stopping me. Why is my cat spinning on her tail over there? Can you see that cat? That cat is Taylor Swift. I adopted her and named her Taylor Swift because when I went to the animal shelter, she was singing. She's a Siamese, and she sings. I don't know if you saw any of that. Maybe you didn't. Maybe I'll catch her another day. It's fun that I have all these pets at home to keep me company. I have Bentley, Jackson, Dr. Jackson Avery. Annabelle is up there about to throw something off. And then now we have Taylor Swift, the foster kitty, who just spent 6 days in the animal hospital. It's been a couple days ago, fighting for her life because she was very sick. That was fun. Now they're going to start playing. This is my life now. Normally I'd be at kickboxing. Or working out at my house. Or at the gym. Just like a normal person. Instead, I'm alone in a house with 3 furry creatures. I turned 40 last month. They talk about your 40th birthday party and what you do at 40. I was single and 40, the cat lady. Hi, and I'm also the COVID lady. And my dad asked me what I was doing out of the house the other day when I got up to go work when I was passing through town, and I was like, you know that saying, you can die on your knees or you can die fighting? I'm that saying in physical form. Because I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I believe in educating yourself, doing research, finding information for yourself. I know we're never going to know enough answers about COVID to satisfy anyone. But at the same time, while I'm in this house with this stupid chronic fatigue, I'm not going to sit here and just do nothing. So I'm going to use some of my knowledge of exercise and hopefully help some people via a YouTube channel get their body back, or people who've never gotten into exercise maybe get some strength, maybe do something, maybe get some mental strength. Who knows? It's a journey. It's a journey I'm on. You can come along for the ride. So what I've started doing is yoga. I hated yoga. I'm sorry to anyone who does yoga. I trash talked yoga so much. But that's only because the Lisa who moves around a lot and who has ADHD and who's very all over the place, yoga is very hard for me to understand because I need to be moving all the time. I need music going. So for me to relax enough to do yoga, it's just not possible. I've actually enjoyed it though. The only time that my mind is at peace and has peace with this whole situation is when I'm doing yoga. I know how strong people can get from it. I've seen it. And just the calmness that comes over me when I'm done. It's not something I am used to. So I have started just getting on YouTube and finding different yoga workout routines. I won't really do anything, even though I know I can do more than I can. I'm not pushing anything because I know how quickly I could set myself back. So what I'm trying to do now, as the cats look at me like we're not doing anything, is incorporate some strength moves because I don't want my muscles to atrophy as I lay down here. Now, the good news is I am working this week. Last week was a really difficult week for me. There were a lot of tears. There was a lot of, I can't do this, I can't do this. This week I'm working, but I'm working with limitations. I'm only working during the day. I'm not going out and working at nights, which is something I was doing. Friday night will hit and I'm on bed rest from Friday night to Monday morning. So what I've done is I've gotten, if you want to see these, ankle weights. Those do look huge. I know, they're huge. I've gotten them in 3, 5, and these are 8-pound weights. I've also gotten things that you can tie around your arms. They're sort of like waist trainers for the arms. I wear them when I'm at home to see if they work like a waist trainer does. I don't think they do. We're gonna see. So, ask me what I'm doing with these weights. I am doing, if I can get this here. Well, I'm doing the leg extension from the gym just with weights. Wow, the cats are fighting. It's hey, hey. I mean, Who knew Taylor Swift was so violent? And then again, she did turn around and come out. Ah! Look what you made me do. One day I'll have an actual camera for this, but right now I'm broke. So I'm doing these. I'm just sitting up on the couch, sitting as tall as I can. And this is exactly how it would be if you were in that machine at the gym. You could grab a band, tie a band along, say, the bottom of the coffee table, and do both legs at a time if you wanted to. I always like to do each leg individually. That way one leg doesn't get any more training than the other one. And you can see the quads contracting. And I always aim for 12 on each side. So that's what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to do 3 sets of those. And then you want to make sure that you're working both sides of the leg. So I'm going to switch over and do something to hit the hamstrings. And I know what I'm doing. Which is, I would lay over on my stomach with my legs flat. So essentially just lay out flat. And I would bring my heel to my butt. So same thing there. I would end that with wall sits. Probably, if you're just starting off, 10 seconds up to 30 seconds at a time. I try for a minute, but I have been lifting for the better part of 20 years. So I have a lot of experience that maybe some people have, or maybe you have more experience than me. If you do, great. So I would say those exercises just to start. So if you've never done any exercise, you could start there. Bands are your best friend too. I have lots of band exercises that I'm gonna do on some videos. So that's something that I'm hoping to film tomorrow night. So start with the basics there. And if you have any questions or comments or exercises you want to see, please comment those in the comment section. I will answer your comments. It might take me a minute, but I will get to them. And we'll learn together, I guess. Have a great night.